On the co-op catch-up this week, back to where it all began.
As the new buddy monster movie Godzilla, The New Empire lands in cinemas, the origin story of one of the most iconic and controversial baddies of all time.
This is our first watch reaction to the OG Monster Mash movie and special effects masterclass Godzilla, or Gojira, from all the way back in 1954.
Or, if you want to say Gojira. You want to try it? Gojira? I mean, technically that's what they say. I don't want anyone picking you up online saying...
Hello my dudes and welcome back to another co-op catch-up podcast. I'm Nomans Planet.
And I'm GamerBod.
Hello my dude, welcome back.
How's your week?
It's been long. It's been a long week of just trying to get the hang of doing editing, which I think we understand now.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing all the editing.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I'm going to invest some money in.
But hopefully now we're going to relax and watch a decent movie, you know?
Yes.
Kick back, have some popcorn.
Yeah, well, so we're going to do something a bit different this week.
Yes.
Now, last week, obviously, we did our movie trailers and we went, oh, people really like it when we react to stuff because we're idiots and we know each other. So we're going to do Godzilla week.
Yep.
And basically, I'm going to get this wrong, but Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire.
That's right. Or is it Godzilla times Kong? No one's told us. Who knows? There's an X in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Just came out last week.
And from what I heard, it's doing incredibly well. And
I was reading that it costs...
get your notes.
My goodness, my notes. $135 million to make.
Nice.
A fair chunk of change. Exceeded expectations. $194 million it's made already after its first weekend. So it's already made back some money and a bit more as well, which is good.
They got their pocket money. They can do more.
Because I did think, do we need another Godzilla movie? This is like number 38 or something ridiculous.
See, I was unsure about this because I went to go and see the new one.
Yes.
Which was the Godzilla -1.
Yes.
Talk to you more about it later.
Yeah.
But I was absolutely sold on that. And then in the advert for that was the Godzilla X Kong, and I went,
yeah,
it looks more like a monster movie.
Yeah.
Whereas -1's the other way.
So -1, that's the one that's like a nod to the original Godzilla, which we're watching now.
Yes, with that, I may have digressed slightly,
well.
but we are going to watch Godzilla 1954 version, which is iconic. And I somehow never actually watched.
Yeah, same. I think it's one of those movies that a lot of people talk about. Like, it's so iconic. It was a cult classic. It spawned all these other Godzilla movies, all these subgenres. You talk about it a lot, but you've never actually seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen like a Mothra film, but I know Mothra was like the enemy of Godzilla. Yeah. And for me, Mothra. Yeah. Basically,
brilliant name.
Big moth.
Mothra.
Rah. That'd be fun. And... yeah, so I wanted to do this, and I know you're up for it as well. So yes.
So it was directed and co-written by Ishiro Honda. Yes, I'm reading my notes because we're old and we can't remember things. Released nearly 10 years after the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it is a metaphor, obviously, for the ills and perils of atomic weapons and nuclear testing.
Wow. Okay.
A very political movie at the time, and well ahead of its time from what I've read in terms of special effects and the politics involved. So looking forward to seeing it for ourselves.
Very much so. And from what I understand, I think the way that it's similar to -1, it's going to have zero Western culture influence on it. Yeah. And this is done the way that they wanted to record it at the studio at the time. Yeah. Yeah. Should we just roll film?
I think we should jump right in. Okay. See what we think of it. Toho Company Limited.
Well, this was the biggest bit, was trying to get the subtitles for the damn film.
Yeah, otherwise we'd really be very confused.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, everyone's going to have to get used to us munching popcorn into this.
Oh, yeah. We thought about that.
I had. I got the crunchiest popcorn available.
I like it. Would it help if I just sucked it?
This is not going to be an ASMR stream. Well... Right.
It could be a bit of both.
Look, the story started. I can't read Japanese.
No, these are the credits. This is back when, credits were first. You used to introduce yourself to the cast, the directors. Now we get straight into the movie.
Good old Akira Ufukupi.
Special effects. Well done, E.G. Tsuburaya.
Did you So,
yes, I do speak Japanese.
No,
yes, thanks for asking.
As part of our co-op catch-up, people like that there's a bit of a storyline between us.
That is true.
You ran off to America. Did you go to Japan at some point?
I did go to Japan. Actually, I went to Tokyo.
Exactly.
I
so
forgot
you should
all
be
about
fluent.
that. Yeah.
You should be fluent now.
I didn't see any large atomic breathing reptiles while I was there.
This isn't real.
Oh, I thought it was a documentary.
Oh.
Now it all makes sense. I did go there. It was a fascinating place.
Yeah.
So you've not been out to Tokyo?
No, I've not been to Asia at all.
Right.
I left Europe once.
Well, this is good. Renew that passport. It's time to get out there.
Okay.
Japan, yeah, Tokyo was an amazing place. It sort of had that. It felt futuristic, but jaded, like old school futuristic, like as though a place had become futuristic before its time, and the rest of the world had passed it. That probably doesn't make any sense. It's like a jaded futurism, which you might see in a game like BioShock or something like that.
Oh.
I've got.
So we can be these people that talk over films now.
That's what we're here for, right? Let it
Pandora.
out.
Hang on, is this going to be an iconic moment?
Gojira's box.
Now, the biggest thing I'm going to teach you is...
What's that? Sorry.
is when you're eating your popcorn, we can't be doing that and talking over it because all they can hear is that. So
I'm going to put my popcorn down. I'm going to have one more. It's delicious. I'm going to put it down.
See, because this is the microphone here.
I know.
So what you do is you're holding it by the microphone.
I think ASMR. We should branch out, diversify into it.
The film started.
Yeah, sorry. Pay attention. What the heck is happening?
This is...
They do a lot of cookouts.
They do. I think this is to appease the gods.
That looks like the shot from Jurassic Park at the beginning. Maybe even Kong as well. You think something's going to emerge through it.
But you see, like, how much this has influenced other people. Like, later down the line.
This feels a bit like climate change as well. It's a sort of cautionary tale about the environment's been destroyed. There it goes.
I like the size of that pagoda.
That may have been a model.
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know.
And that's just proper practical effects. We're just going to destroy a building.
Yeah, they dropped a building.
That one.
Heads.
Oh, look, you just saw the foot.
Gosh, that's awful as well. Look at that. I mean, the atmosphere of that place.
Yeah.
The awful suffering. I mean, that is harrowing.
I would... And this is the thing, it was all like in slums and stuff, because it is only a short while after World War II. Yeah. It's like stuff that had been decimated.
Yep.
You know, and they recorded in a lot of those sort of places. It's a very serious film. It's lovely.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Are they talking about a Yeti?
Yeah. It's a mystery that we haven't solved. And I think that name was Godzilla, I think. That's what they always had in there. You know, if we talked about a demon or something, that was a mystical beast.
Those researchers really know how to party. Should I be more serious for this movie?
He looks sinister. Anyone with dark shade, hang on.
And what looked like an eye patch, but he looked really sinister. Watch out for the ones no one else is wearing shades. You don't have a patch behind that.
Surely he only needed one lens in. Quick, eat your popcorn while it's quiet. Quick. I just want to hear someone go, "It's Gojira!" But, cut.
So do they know he already exists? Are they saying, like, he's back? Is he returning, or is it the first time he's emerged?
This is the first time he's emerged.
Right.
But in history, there was something called Godzilla. It's like us saying, in history, there was something called a vampire. Like, the historical mystical beast is known as a Godzilla. How do we pronounce it?
Gojira.
Perfect.
Gojira.
There we go. And there was, that was the Western one. Oh, he said Godzilla, so we called it Godzilla. This whole area has been infected.
Yeah.
See, because if I remember in the original, he was radioactive. So when he went to places, he left radiation.
Gotcha. But I'm just going to say, during COVID, I was wearing more protective gear. That guy's just got like a plastic Mac, and he's just messing around with what could be radioactive material. I don't know. You need more than a pair of rubber gloves.
It's different back in the day. My dad tells me about how they used to handle mercury and just slop it from one hand to the other. He's not doing very well.
Yeah, how's he doing? yeah. He's in an iron lung.
So when they did the Hiroshima test, before that they did the Manhattan Project, which is what Oppenheimer is all about.
Right.
And they didn't really know what radiation was.
Wow.
And there were things like the plants were dying. Because everyone took all of their families out into the middle of, I think, the Nevada desert it was, to do the research and keep it top secret, which is what they do in Oppenheimer.
They just thought it was a fireworks display. Hey, it's 4th of July, fire, let's go and see them.
And people having kids, and I think, if I remember, there was like stuff happening, and there was no real thing until someone went, dig, and did the... Yeah, it wasn't really like a known thing.
I have not, have still not seen Oppenheimer. I have to, but I know it's 3 hours and it's a big commitment. So.
It is a big commitment. It's very, very good. If you don't have time to watch that, watch the Manhattan TV project on Prime, which is a TV series of that, which is actually far better.
Okay. What's he saying? He saw it.
But then I'm not going to show it yet.
That's not it. So, I can hear some thumping. He's not joking, it is right there.
But see, look. Oh, okay, they do go straight for it. It's not the Godzilla that we recognise. Like, they've changed it.
Yeah, he's
the noise, though.
Been given a makeover, Hollywoodized. But the noise is brilliant. Any idea how they made the noise? I don't. I need to find out. How do they make it?
I have no idea. But we'll have a look into it. I definitely need to. What I do know is, -1, they've modelled that version of Godzilla. So he looks more like that, as opposed to a bigger version of a T-Rex.
Yeah.
They stuck to this.
No, that's good. I'm glad they went back to the original, because it has become a bit too, Hollywoodized, hasn't it? It's sort of, glowing and everything's happening sort of thing.
About 2 million years ago, this Brontosaurus... Keep going.
And these other dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Perfect.
We should do a bad dubbing of this. Bad subtitle read is good. During a period the experts called Jurassic. During the following geological period, the Cretaceous, they do move in herds.
Basically, they're saying they found Jurassic Park sand and tribits and stuff like that by the atomic testing place.
Okay. So stuff that's been buried for a long time, undisturbed.
And then it's been nuked.
Until now. Okay.
But look, this is also showing our military might. Even 10 years after, look how many boats we've got.
Totally, yeah. This is
a
naval recruitment video right now for the Japanese. Whoa!
They do stuff. They just went, we've got a load of big ships with bombs, let's use them.
Depth charges all over the place. Got to be careful you don't run that over on the way back, though.
What a movie!
Sorry, how did they do that?
They did it.
They actually did it.
Look, you can see that's a depth charge. They fired it.
Great special effects. No, they actually blew stuff.
Yeah, we got some of those left. Let's just do it.
It's the ones that don't go off, which are run over later by a little fishing boat. Years later. In -1.
In -1.
Okay, so it's just
it's all based around this.
So have they remade this movie? Is it just a remake?
Yeah, but more of a focus on that family. And living in the beginning, living in squalor, and sort of him earning enough money through joining the depth charge fleet. He's out there. Oh no, that's it. They're going around blowing up old bombs. That was it. Yeah.
Okay. So I was joking about the ones left over earlier, but they were
that's what he was doing.
Around.
He was going around like shooting them with a harpoon or with the Gatling gun on the back of the boat.
Nice.
But I think she's iconic in this. I think one of the big scenes that has then been used in every Alfred Hitchcock film and everything after with the and Macaulay Culkin with the hands-on face scream, I think is her.
Oh wow!
Oh, there he is.
Full steam reverse.
I wanted to hear him say, "It's Godzilla."
Good.
That was the line. That was the line. And all I heard was reverse. Iconic moment. Reverse.
Full steam reverse. Okay.
Are they,
What?
oh, I think they're dropping the I think.
Oh my
See
god,
what I mean
what's
with the screen?
happening?
I think they dropped in the nuclear stuff in there to see what was going to happen to the fish. I think.
What have they just done to the goldfish? Bubbles. Did you know I can do a really good Gollum impression? Have I ever told you that?
Right, ladies and gentlemen, the very important moment. This isn't pre-rehearsed. You do a very good Gollum impression. Yeah?
Gollum, yeah.
Gollum,
yeah.
Do you know what I do?
What do you do?
A really good Smegol Gollum impression.
Do you do as well? Oh, I love it. Okay, what about
I'm going to have a riff off.
What about a subtitle off? Can I read a few subtitles for Godzilla and Gollum?
Yeah, go on.
But now we need them just to say something.
Yeah, we're just going to sit around.
We can always cut.
We
can always cut.
We can always cut. I'm intrigued if you're more Smegol or more Gollum.
I hadn't even thought about it that deeply. Goodness. So you do both?
You've got to have the argument in your head.
Godzilla! Godzilla has come back!
Hang on, I believe that was also
Elmo!
It was a bit of Elmo. Also, I may have been a little close to the microphone.
You don't need to lean in.
Sorry,
Someone's
no
going to
leaning
change the
in.
levels every time.
Every time. It's the rustic authenticity of this podcast that makes us so charming.
Exactly.
My precious.
Right, your turn. Here we go. He's coming. Are you doing Gollum impression of the bullets being fired? There's no subtitles. Literally no subtitles. We just need...
My favourite line is the
What status?
Yeah.
my favourite line.
Give it to me regular.
That has just reminded me of a scene in... We're going to get so many complaints for being disrespectful for this absolutely stunning, beautiful movie that spawned its entire genre. It was a political commentary, and we're just doing Gollum impressions.
Iconic moment.
Is it? I can't see what's happening.
Get your LASIK done. That's a big dinosaur
Oh,
called
yeah.
Godzilla walking through the town of Tokyo. A connection.
He's writhing around in the wires there, isn't he?
He's brilliant. I want to know how they did it. If they put a man in a suit or...
Well, I actually know. I've just remembered a fact. Most of it is a man in a suit. 200 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilos. I was on an American site. 200 pounds of rubber, which was also quite flammable too. So they couldn't get him too close to fire. It was also very hot in there for the poor guy. But the other scenes they use of glove puppet.
Yes, I saw that at the beginning.
Finger mouse.
Look.
Special bulletin.
The barbed wire fence along the shoreline is about to be charged with high voltage electricity. This is an old school newscaster. We repeat. They didn't repeat. He said we repeat. They didn't repeat. I was ready for that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here he is.
But the music is still there. That is the...
Bum, bum, bum.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Smashing it up. You are just making him more angry.
Is he going to do fine? Oh!
This is like his radiation
Does-
breath.
He's got the ice breath.
What? He can freeze and flame?
No, it's black and white.
It's black and white.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot
Yes.
that. I just thought my eyes was really going.
That was fire.
Oh, look at the spines on him. Look at those.
But
They
that's,
do
that's
real
what they,
damage.
But that's what they look like in all of the other films. That is the iconic look.
Yeah, they've done.
See, he does it.
It does glow.
When he does his pout, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was introduced later by Hollywood because they wanted to make it multicoloured with a neon light show on his back. You see, so he's absorbed the atomic energy, channels it,
Fires it.
comes out and fires it. And I know, the effects do look a bit dated and the models and everything, but I still feel as though he is standing over us. They've done such a great way of shooting up and over these models. He's just like this big beast.
I'll be joining your father in a moment.
A little longer. You'll be with your daddy. Oh no, this is heartbreaking. That's awful. She's just there with her two daughters waiting to die. of what happened in the Second World War.
Oh, this would be the scene, look.
This is unbelievable. Yet the unbelievable is happening at this moment. Right before our very eyes. Right now, Godzilla is leaving behind a sea of flame. From Ginza Awara to Shimbasi, Tamachi, Chiba, and Shinabara, it's all become a sea of flames. Now Godzilla is starting to move again. It appears that he is moving beyond the city limits. To all of our viewers, this is not a play or a movie. This is real.
So is this if Cartman was the voice?
I'm
just checking.
That was if Cartman became a newsreader, yes.
Yeah, okay, just
It's Cartman. Haven't seen South Park for ages. Still going?
The fact that you told me that your daughter, whatever we're going to rename her, but Gamer Girl, did the
Girl Gamer.
Girl Gamer.
Girl
That
Gamer
may
should
be
be
taken.
brilliant.
I'm thinking about it. Just nod. It might
Do you
be,
think?
might be
Maybe.
taken.
Yeah, you might be right.
But the fact that she came up with
Girl Gamer.
Timmet and Jimmet and Gabbers, and you said, where the hell did you hear that?
Yeah. When did you watch South Park?
Right.
To defeat the monster. All right. No details are known this time. Is that?
I think that's radiation.
I thought they were interviewing a little girl.
Do you have any way to defeat the monster? Okay.
No, I'm a child.
I told you, it's like proper. Like
Really hard.
watching the remake and like with modern day retelling, it's actually quite an emotional film.
It definitely is. I mean, can you imagine watching this 10 years after? Like, if you've lived through it or you've seen part of the country completely decimated, and then you go and watch this as well. I mean, that's awful. I imagine this went a long way to showing the rest of the world what had actually happened to their country at the end of the Second World War. Like that absolute
Maybe. I don't
devastation.
know if Americans are that deep.
Adam would like to say that some of his best friends are American.
Ah, this is where Godzilla is.
Just must be around there. Just go down there.
Bonk.
Yep.
There goes the oxygen.
Why does he need to be underwater to deploy this destroyer? I guess we're going to find out. Sorry, I should watch. Whee! I'm impressed that they've got underwater cameras back in 1954 as well.
Yeah. It's probably a massive, great big glass tube that they just hung under the wall. It might be something as advanced as that.
They didn't have any GoPros with waterproof housings back then, did they?
I'm just saying, the speed that he's dropping at and the depth he's dropping to, he would have imploded long time ago.
Got the bends dead.
I've done a fair bit of diving in my time. Oh my god.
Oh, have you now?
Is it? Oh, I have.
I mean, is it like a suppository?
Shh, we're gonna sneak up on him and be quiet.
Unfortunately, I've got no depth perception.
And you just walk into it.
I missed. This feels like an emotional scene.
Are you feeling emotions? What emotions are you feeling?
Bubbles.
I'm feeling bubbles. Right.
Bubbles.
Tell me more.
There's Timmer. No bubbles.
It always comes back to Tema.
Where did you get that fetching hair now?
Guys, might want to move the boat back a little bit.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Oh no.
You're killing him!
Both of you, be happy.
You're perfectly fine in your
Yeah,
little
you're
suit.
fine. What are you doing? Don't do it. What are you doing? Because he cannot live with himself for unleashing such an awful...
I think he's going to cut the rope. He is.
Huh?
Are you welling up? Are you welling up there?
I
You
feel a
think-
bit bad for him. Although he has just committed absolute mass murder,
Atrocity.
devastation, atrocities on an unimaginable scale. But look at his little face.
Look at his little boggly eyes.
Oh, no, and then
That's actually really good.
dead. Oh my god!
Oh, okay. Wow.
Right, I just realised, being very stupid, he killed himself because he's the only person. We weren't reading the subtitles, guys. Yeah. He's the only person who can create the weapon.
Because
And he's
I'm keeping it in my head.
yeah.
I
I don't want it to be used again. I want to go down with my idea.
You've seen what an amazing weapon this is. It's not going to be unleashed. Much like nuclear bombs, for instance. Oh, yeah. Subtext.
Nice. I think it's still a very effective anti-war movie.
I genuinely do.
It's really heartbreaking, really poignant.
Finn.
Japanese for Finn.
I'm so sorry.
Finn.
I'm so sorry.
You've just undermined the whole movie.
Classic media.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So there you go. 1954 Godzilla. What do you think?
I could say, story-wise, it holds up. I know we've just chatted throughout the entire thing, but like as a film, I could sit down and watch it. Maybe for me, as the pleb that I am, if it had like English dubbing, it would have been easier. Mainly because I couldn't read the subtitles because I'm blind and old. But as a film and the storyline and stuff, you see what I mean? It's very Eastern. Not Western. It's not, it's not a big Hollywood production. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't realise how much of a nod to World War II, Hiroshima, that sort of stuff was actually going to be in there. Yeah.
It felt like a proper origin story for me. Really serious at the time. And I mean, I think it must have been extremely moving to have watched that at the time, 10 years after those nuclear bombs as well. The trauma of that. And I know we were being a bit lighthearted with it, but it's a very serious and meaningful and powerful movie, ultimately.
Yeah, genuinely. You could see how that became such a cultural icon of a film. But equally, like, there were bits where they were zooming the camera on her and they were doing crossfades and techniques that you still see now that were nailed then. Yeah. How the hell they've done 37 films? 38?
Yeah, I think -1 is the 38th, or maybe that was the 37th, and then New Empire is the 38th. But I mean, it spawned a massive genre, didn't it, of movies for years afterwards. So to see where it all began was absolutely fantastic.
See, and that's why I wanted to do this, because I was brought up, I saw the 2000s version, and you're like, okay, it's a big dinosaur, and it was basically straight after Jurassic Park. I mean, I would do dinosaurs walking through, I'm gonna say New York, wherever it was, and it wasn't right. It was right for the time. Yeah. It was Western, not Eastern. Yeah. Then I watched -1 the other week, and I said, this is like one of my favourite films of 2023, 2024. Yeah. Because it just felt so totally different, and I can see how it's almost a retelling of that now using now's technology.
I'm very jealous that you got to see it, because they pulled that quite quickly to make room for this other one coming out, which is not nearly as good. So I have to wait for it to stream again.
So what's the new one called?
Godzilla X Kong New Empire.
Do you have to do it like that? You've got to do
Godzilla. We both did it at the same time. Or is it Godzilla times Kong equals, I don't know,
the New Empire.
New Empire, something like that.
I mean, it looks beautiful. Yeah. I've seen the trailers for it, but we can watch it together at some point.
I just feel like I've seen that movie before, again and again and again.
Yeah. And it's going to be big. It's going to be gaudy. It's going to be over the top. I saw Kong's wearing a glove.
I thought you were going to say a tutu then.
No, he basically looks like he's wearing Thanos' golden glove.
He's got a gauntlet, has he?
Yeah, lovely. Always handy. And it was in the trailer before I watched -1. Yeah, was the trailer for the Godzilla X Kong.
That must have been weird.
And I was like, oh God, I'm not watching that. Yeah. And it was just...
It must have been very jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not desperate to see that one. I really want to see -1. I'm not desperate to see Godzilla X Kong. And the critics have been quite harsh on it, but the audience score is really good. So it's clearly it's made a load of money. Yeah. So they're clearly doing something right. And people, want a movie like this.
That's the thing. I mean, I think you and I, probably being the 90s kids that we are, that we still love let off some steam and stuff being exploded and over the top explosions and pyrotechnics, which is gonna be in it. Yeah. I think maybe having watched that though, I look at it in a different way now. Yeah. Because none of that's in there. Yeah. There's no like subtle nods to nothing. And I watched that Kong Skull Island, and it was one of the worst movies I've seen in the last decade. Yeah. and I fear for it. But yeah.
Well, for me, I can't give that anything less than a 10 out of 10. You know, it spawned so much. It was ahead of its time. Yeah,
the one that we just watched,
Godzilla 1954.
Not Kong
I
Island.
mean, just absolutely brilliant. Glad we got to see it. I assume you're going to give it high marks out of 10 as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 10 out of 10. You can see why it's. I think it's like 90% over on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, more than something like that.
It's one of those. You watch it and you go, oh, actually, there's a bit emotive, or at least you can see why it would have been good. I did see one review on there said
It's totally unrealistic. It doesn't look like a dinosaur.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. This is the
I want to use the oxygen destroyer on them.
because oxygen thieves.
Yeah.
Yes, they are horrific people.
That was an oxygen.
Yeah, Karens and Keefs. Didn't know Keefs was the.
Is that a thing now as well?
Yeah,
I've heard of Karens, not Keef.
Yeah, Keef Keef.
Keef.
Keef is the equivalent. People that just want to be them. Anyway,
and that's probably about it for this week. But tell us, what are we going to do next week? We're going to do some gaming instead next week.
Yes, thank you, because I don't know if you could see in my eyes. I had no idea what it was going on about. Next week we're going to do some gaming.
Yeah.
And it's out of my comfort zone because I hate all things horror.
Same. I'm exactly like you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But they say you're meant to face your fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is what I've seen me doing horror games. They scream, they see me screaming, and they're like, "Ha ha ha! That's funny. Make him do it again."
Yeah.
So we're going to do that.
Yes.
What are we playing?
Well, I've never played it before. I hate horror just as much as you do. Absolutely awful. But I think it would be funny to watch us reacting in real time to horrible things. So I think it's 2022, a horror game called The Quarry.
Oh God! I've seen.
I'm sure you will have heard of it. Yeah, brilliant reviews.
Yeah.
Going to be good. Going to be scary. So I think we have a little bit of a reaction gaming session next week.
Sounds absolutely cracking. Perfect, guys. Until next time, we will be getting more editing done. Hopefully, more shorts and content on there. You can comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Would be fantastic. And I do have one Godzilla question.
Yes.
Which we're going to put to them.
Yeah.
Unless you know.
No, I probably don't.
What cartoon from the 1980s had Godzilla and Gadzuki? Because I remember it really well, apart from what it was called and what it was about. I just remember Gadzuki was on there with almost like a Scooby-Doo crew, and then they'd call in Godzilla every single time, but Gadzuki was like the small dinosaur version that just lived with them.
You've got me there. I will have to get back to you on that one, but hopefully someone out there knows.
Someone comment, someone will know. My dudes, see you later. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, we'll see you for the next one.